Ladies and gentlemen, this is the CompanyCast. I am your host along with
Casey.
Casey. What were you about to do? It was like you were like, Dustin's introing, now I'm about to quit.
I was looking for my Nerf gun.
Oh. Because you've already stated you can't find it.
I know. Here's what I did remember, because I used to keep it back here so that I could shoot other Casey anytime she came through that door. She's a real person. She's my upstairs neighbor slash best friend. We took it to my little sister's Taylor Swift themed birthday party because I had this idea that we would set up water bottles of all the men in her life that wronged her, including that like producer
Taylor
guy.
Swift themed party.
Yeah. And so we had my Nerf gun, so my little sister, who's a big Swiftie, could shoot.
Her boyfriends, her ex-boyfriends.
We love violence. Weren't we just saying that? So that's why I lost my Nerf gun.
I was busy pretending to kill my sister's ex.
No, I wasn't. It was a very, there was trivia involved. So
okay. That makes it fine.
The drag queen.
Not Hunger Games type vibe at all.
Yeah, no. The Taylor Swift impersonator that we hired, by we I mean my older sister. I don't have that kind of money. Would read a question and be like, what did this dude do to wrong Taylor? And then Abby had the gun and was picking off the dudes. And yes, Kanye West was one of them.
So this really does feel like a Hunger Games type deal. Like, the way you describe that party, like, I can picture, like, rich, very powerful people, but now instead of it just ex-boyfriends, it's like political rivals that you didn't like throughout. Like, hey, well, guess what I brought to the party? Was Dr. Oz. Remember Dr. Oz? Like, fuck that guy. And we're like string him up and you guys actually murder him.
I know. It's all like
I went to Dr. Oz, by the way. It was the only
I was just listening to a podcast that mentioned him and how, like, Oprah would accidentally elevate these people who turned out to be really problematic. Like, the guy who wrote that Million Pieces, that book that had the sprinkles on over the hand in the picture, and everyone was reading it, I feel like early 2000s, and Oprah had him on, and it was like his battle with cancer and survival and everything. And then he turned out to be a fraud.
Complete fraud.
I'm pretty sure Dr. Oz was also on Oprah. Sorry, I was
Dr. Phil, though,
the cat.
super legit, dude.
Dr. Totally. Phil?
Yep. I saw him on Kill Tony, man. He's really funny now.
Wait, okay. Okay, since you mentioned Dr. Phil, I really just wanted to talk about my tea towels that I made. Because Dr. Phil is the reason why Bad Baby is, you know.
You're close. It's not, wait, is it bad? No, you're right.
It's spelled like B-H-A.
Yes.
And I made tea towels that have a picture of Bigfoot, the silhouette, the famous one, and it says, "Cash me outside." Bye, Olivia. Sorry, is it okay that I pet my cat?
It's not, because we cannot see the cat. She has to come into frame.
Just like how my roommate slash upstairs neighbor is also named Casey and totally exists. Confused the heck out of the mailman.
It's like you really got to think it like a sitcom or like Pee Wee Herman rules. It's like if they don't enter frame, they do not exist anymore.
That's funny. So. I'm fine with people thinking I have an imaginary friend and an imaginary cat.
And your imaginary friend has
the same name as me, and my cat has a human name.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. All right, Casey, do you have any top stories? What are the top stories you got for today? What do you got?
Well, you know I get all my info from Snapchat. Mm-hmm. I found out in a highly scientific survey of hairstyles that I have the least attractive hairstyle out of blonde.
You have the least attractive hairstyle.
Short and brown, but that wasn't what I was getting to. I was just saying Snapchat is where I get all of my verifiable data. Mm-hmm. And that is that we're living in a cartoon world now because someone named Haak-Tua, that's how the TikTok voice pronounces it. I couldn't help it. That wasn't even
someone named Haak-Tua.
That wasn't even on purpose. Okay, Haak-Tua was asked in an interview, like, if you could fight anybody right now, who would you fight? And I guess she said JoJo Siwa. And I was like, okay, I mean, why? But, like, whatever. I don't care. Then almost immediately after that, I guess someone named Young Gravy slid into her DMs. I know what all this means. And said, I guess he was like trying to get her to come hang out or listen to some of his music or something.
Yeah.
And she kind of like just dissed him a little bit and like shut him down. And I was like, these people. Okay, Haak-Tua wants to fight JoJo Siwa and is beefing, dissing Young Gravy. Do we live in a cartoon world like Who Framed Roger Rabbit? We literally are driving in to Toontown territory. Not that I want anyone to fight, but like that would be funny on like a celebrity death match. That like Haak-Tua is fighting JoJo Siwa. Like that would be good. That would be like the visuals.
I would totally watch that because I was always into those celebrity clay matches. It is funny because the Haak-Tua was a given nickname to her.
Right.
Young Gravy probably came up with that himself.
Do you know how Post Malone got his name?
No.
He put it into a rap name generator. He said that too. That's not like it was in an interview. I think Snapchat also told me that.
How ballsy is that? Like, is that just full on cockiness?
Giving
Like,
yourself a
I don't
nickname?
even care because everyone's gonna love this music. I can do the weirdest shit.
If it works, I guess it works. But I don't think I have the ability to give myself a nickname.
How did JoJo Siwa come? What is her real
Her
name?
real name's, I think it's JoJo Siwa.
JoJo is her real name. It's not like Julie Jackson or.
I know a woman named Billy. There's people named JoJo. It's totally Billie Jean. Come on.
This is why we need another producer, or we gotta get the chat going. Hey chat, can you check that out, chat? I was thinking the same thing, that we do live in this crazy dystopian future, because I was thinking about how our candidates that we have right now and how cool they are, because they all want to party. Because, like...
Driving further into Toontown, we have Dustin with politics.
Yeah, because, like, Kamala, supposedly, like, loves to put out. She put out a lot, so...
There's nothing wrong with being sex positive.
Yes, exactly. Very sex positive. Her dude was supposedly driving 95 and a 55 with like 2 or 3 beers. Her dude.
I know you, but
her dude.
I know. I thought you were gonna at least say his name.
No, what is his name? Walls?
No, but I kind of love that though, because traditionally women in history get forgotten. We're like, and John Wilkes Booth's wife.
I don't need to...
I don't know why that was my reference. Like,
what?
But anyways,
what was up
Camilla
with that bitch? No, we should go off trend on that. She probably had something going on, right?
She was probably just really supportive because she had to be. She was submissive and supportive and nameless, and it's all her fault. Please, let's go back to Kamala and her dude.
And her dude like, was driving 95 and a 55 with like 2 or 3 beers in him. So that means like that's not when you're like really drunk and you're just confused. You're not like going.
I don't condone drinking and driving.
I do not either, but I'm just saying this guy was really cocky and confident. Like maybe he might be president someday. So that's
checks a lot of boxes.
Yeah, that's a cool dude, I guess.
Rough and rowdy past. Mm-hmm. Let's get this man a cowboy hat.
And then the old guy was hooking up with porn stars in his like 60s.
The old guy.
While he was president. Well, I'm sorry, wow.
You're talking about the Scrooge McDuck candidate, right?
The oldest guy.
I'm giving everyone.
While he was married.
Everyone's a cartoon.
While he was married. And then his dude fucked the couch. Like, that is the top tier party move you can do.
His dude was on that episode of Dave Chappelle. Fuck your couch.
So, I feel like if these guys were all in this room right now, like it would be a fucking awesome party and we would all get along. So I'm just thinking really positive about things. I think we're good. These are a good group of candidates.
It makes sense by that logic. You can't. Hold on, I have to.
What are you doing? You need a cough button?
No, yeah.
I can make one of those a cough button. That's a real legit thing. Did you know that?
I know that now. I had something to tell you also about partying and candidates, maybe. Donald Trump posted a picture, an AI-generated picture of Taylor Swift saying Taylor Swift wants you to vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's all I saw. It was on Reddit, so I was like...
kind of like how he'll troll and then just do the thing. So he'll be like... You had AI-generated images. It's bullcrap. Look at the reflection and the yada yada thing. And then he'll do his own AI crap and be
Yeah.
like, this stuff's Taylor Swift.
I'm playing both sides. He's Mac. He's
So
listen,
funny.
guys. I'm playing both sides.
Oh my God, I'm memeing that later. That is so great. I
Hey.
am so memeing that later. I'm playing both.
Meme it and tag me, Mister.
I wish it was done. I wish AI just picked up on this, made it. I was watching a video this morning actually of the Corridor Digital channel that me and my daughter watch all the time that you know about.
I've watched it with you.
Right. And they had a piece of software now. They're doing a lot with it, so it's not like just plug and play. But basically, you can take any movie scene and then kind of type in your own dialogue, and then it will regenerate and do the dialogue you just did.
That's wonderful. You know
Yeah.
what that is a high-tech version of? My family and I would push the TV up against the window and all go sit on the porch. And it was usually Michael Keaton Batman movies. And we would do like MST.
Which is only like 2 or 3 of them, so.
Okay. Always worth a rewatch.
Right.
And we would do like the Mystery Science Theater a bit where we would each take a person and like do their dialogue from outside with the TV on the inside.
So you really can't hear it, right?
Right.
You're just like trying to do, that's hilarious. And I think I remember trying to do that as a kid and just sucked at it so bad that we had to stop doing it.
There's tracks that you can get on like Spotify or iTunes that like for movies like Harry Potter, and you can turn the audio off and have like a pre-recorded track of different audio in the style of MST 3000.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty great. I
I
kind of have to pee.
You gotta pee? Go pee. Yoink, the doink, the doink, the doink, doink. Are you back? Are we back? And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back, everybody. Do you have any radio voice? Do you have a radio voice?
Hold on, let me think of something to say. In a radio voice. Sorry,
That's really bad. That was really bad. We've lost thank God we're not live.
I know. I'm sorry. I was thinking Garrison Keillor, Sleepy, St. Paul, Minnesota, but I was just like, no, people want like Casey Kasem.
I was gonna say, can you do a Casey Kasem?
Top 40. I don't know.
I was like, get whoa! I can't do it.
And we're back with Dustin and Casey
Casey Kasem.
with today's top 40s.
Just gotta say his name a couple times. It's Casey Kasem.
Casey.
Casey Kasem, top 40. Who also did the voice of Shaggy.
Sure did.
Yoink, Scoob. Like, wow.
That was really good.
That's not bad.
That was
That's not
really
bad.
good. You have a really good one-off impressions.
If I work at it, I know I can do
But
them.
remember that one
I
morning
know.
you were just immediately Seth Rogen, and it was just his laugh. That's all you had to do.
I know. It was like, I thought he was in the room for a second, too. Like, it was so out-of-body experience.
Listen, I saw like the best Jennifer Aniston impression. I forget the actress who was doing it. She was on some late night show, and all she did was... And I was like, that's her.
I love these women on TikTok, and there's one in particular, I don't remember her name, but she is like a mouth impressionist.
You
so not
sent that
only
to me.
can she do,
Or did I
regular
send it to
impressions,
you?
we've done both. But she can somehow morph her face into
Looking like
them.
she did Keira Knightley, and
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
When she does like oh my
totally
God,
sent you one.
what's Adam Sandler's best friend? I can't remember. All of a sudden, woman on TV.
Drew Barrymore?
Yes, Drew Barrymore. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even do it. I'm not even gonna try. So
I
why
know.
even bother?
I can picture it in my head.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you
I was gonna
nailed
go
it.
into it.
I also wasn't even like super duper aware of it as like someone who watches movies and likes that kind of thing. I was like, oh yeah, your mouth is doing a lot. Don't edit that in a weird way.
Pause. So the young kids say, right? Pause.
Wait, is that what the young kids say?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know anymore. I'm still saying lit.
That's
You get
really
lit this
old.
weekend.
No, if you say like a something sexual, like an innuendo or something like that, and then you just like pause, it's like, oh, took that real big. Pause. That's not even a good one, so that was really bad.
Okay, so it's the new That's What She Said.
Yes. You seem very upset about it.
It's because it's not good.
I don't know. The way I've seen it, I kind of like it.
You're yelling at me.
I need to stay excited and bring
just
energy to the podcast.
All right, do that and also hold your microphone further away.
Here, this is you. How about that?
That's much better.
That's you. I'm
better.
green. Because like in So have you been watching the DNC convention? All the coverage from that?
Okay, so like I said, I get a lot of my news from Snapchat, but then I also get tidbits from walking into patients' rooms at the hospital. So yes, I have, and I definitely caught a bit of Michelle Obama's speech and a bit of Obama's speech, and I 50% of it was on Fox News, I think.
Okay.
And then the other part, like, because so many patients are watching Fox News in the hospital, and I'd be like, honey, you're trying to heal. Will you stop this? But, yeah, so I don't know enough to have, like, you know, I have not watched it in full.
Okay, so I'm going to show you this clip, but this is, I thought this was very interesting. And so during these conventions, they have roll calls for each state, and basically, you know, you say the state, like Michigan, and they tell like who the delegates are voting for. So like they'll be like, we voted for Donald Trump, or I forget the exact terminology of what they say, but that's how it goes. And you go through each state to say that they're there, the delegates are there, and they do like a roll call thing. And so they're gonna show you what the RNC looks like, and then I'm gonna show you what the DNC, the Democrats, did something a little different this year.
We want to remind all our delegates, our alternates and guests, that maintaining order during the roll call is extremely important.
Very important.
It is our honor to cast 31 votes for our next president, Donald J. Trump.
If the convention is not in order,
how
it's difficult for the secretary or presiding officer
go through all the states
to hear the vote announcement.
You know?
Georgia, how do you cast your vote?
Here's the Democrats.
Stop it. Stop it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Little John.
Tonight, to officially nominate Kamala Harris for president. Bob, get loud, another round of shots. DNC.
Turn down for what? I remember when this song was big.
Oh, it was so funny.
123 votes for the next president.
And so they kept doing this. I forget who else they had.
Wyoming, the cowboy state, is Trump
But
country.
it was, they start
We've
showing how
supplied-
the RNC is just not fun at all. And I don't think the DNC has ever done that before either. So it's not like they always were like so cool.
I was
compared.
just watching the 30 Rock episode of Obama and Mitt Romney and them trying to convince Jenna Maroney. She's like, okay, but which party is coolest? And Liz is like, oh, come on, obviously. Our guy smokes cigarettes. He listens to hip hop. And then she starts listening. Yeah, it's a good episode.
Well, that's what
Still
I was saying
relevant
earlier. That's what I was saying. All these guys are cool. These guys are all really, really cool people. And they're down to party.
I mean, in some ways, yes. You're giving a lot of credit to one of the uncool ones in my... I mean, I'd...
Yeah. One of the uncool ones.
Uncool.
I hope you're talking about JD doing like, okay, he's probably fucked more than a couch. I'm just saying that's top tier party going.
Right. Like we all have those. Okay, so like in every group of friend, you have the one who parties a bit more than everyone else.
Card.
Yes. Like when I was hanging out with a group of friends, they had one. His name was Party Don. And ours was named Stoner, just straight up. Like, I don't even know his real name. Maybe Jared.
Yeah,
Stoner.
I think in college we had like Drunk Mike.
Drunk Mike.
We had Drunk Mike.
Yeah. Wait, who was the other? Hold on, there's a really good one.
Just such obvious.
Nasty Nate was one. And Sober Steve, because Steve was never sober.
Of course.
Man, I forgot how many there were. Not that it was...
This is really hilarious to me. Obviously, I'm not sure how it's going to translate to the podcast, but we are going the back roads to get to Walmart from where we're at. And there's just this dude walking the side of the street, look like he's talking to himself, just walking up like this. And basically, you were like, there's Nasty Nate just going down the road. I'm like, why do you know these people?
Because I went to school with his brother.
Oh, I guess it's so funny.
He threatened my dog once.
Of course.
That is not his real name.
So I was driving in today, like I was driving in, like I'm driving to your house, driving into work, and I saw the moon. And it was like that cool morning moon where it's like looks like the Death Star
It's
out there.
waning
Yeah,
right now.
What's the word?
It's waxing when it's almost full, and then waning when it's going from full.
Oh, okay. Wow.
could
I didn't know
have
we were
that
going to do
opposite.
scientific terms right now. I do know that it's basically still a super moon right now.
Super full blue moon,
Yeah.
which won't happen again for another 7
Yeah.
years.
What's
I keep
the
track.
blue part?
Honestly, it was really overcast, and I could not see it all night. The blue, I forget, because it's actually kind of orangey.
Yeah.
But I pay attention to the moon cycle because I work in the hospital, and people get riled up when it's a full moon. I don't remember what the blue moon, but that's why we use the phrase once in a blue moon, because it is very infrequently. And it was a super,
Yeah, the super moon is because it's really close.
Yes.
And so it seems like it's like 14% larger and 30% brighter. The blue moon thing is different, I believe. I believe because earlier in the month it was maybe blue moon, and later in the month it's red moon. I don't know. That's not
Harvest
exactly the same
moon,
thing.
something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But you were saying, so I could say you believe. You said when you were at the hospital at night,
Yeah.
that the patients act out way more when the moon's closer to the Earth.
Yeah, there's definitely like, firsthand accounts of many people. I'm sure you could find a book easily, a collection of stories.
Did anything
And,
happen this week?
I mean, it's hard to say it was more crazy than usual, but compared to the 2 weeks prior to this, it was ridiculous. We had a lot of, conditions where people are like crashing and you need to get the whole team in. And then a lot of people like yelling. We got called. Well, okay, this didn't happen the blue moon night, but there was one night when someone was sundowning, which is another term, like once the sun goes down and they have like dementia and they get even more confused, where we all got called a bunch of skanks. You're a skank. Your mom's a skank.
And I'm sure your responses was like, "Oh, Gary, you just
Yeah.
need to sit down."
I know. It's not. I don't super duper get mad. But yeah, sorry to defer from the blue moon stuff. But yeah, it was wild. But
No,
I was
asked
ready
you
for
about
it.
it. What do you mean?
No, I meant I was telling about another night.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you went to the story you went to.
But yeah.
Now I got to edit that out because I like ate the mic there. I didn't know what to
saw that.
say.
Well,
because
we're talking about the moon cycle, and it feels like autumn weather right now, and I'm not ready for it, but I am dressed for it, which means I have a hoodie and short sleeves and leggings.
right
Slides.
now you're saying,
Yeah.
okay.
Which also
these are leggings.
Yeah. They're like
They don't go. I think I picture leggings going through the whole leg.
they can go part way.
Okay. Aren't those like
I guess
shats?
you could also call them yoga pants, but I'm dressed very much like Casey Jones from any of the live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. I just need like some fingerless gloves and a hockey stick.
Casey Jones was so cool.
He's why I loved my
What-
name as a kid. I was like, I'm automatically cool because I'm named like the same as this guy.
And I like he was one of those cools. Like I didn't know that cool existed before I saw him. Like any other time, I was like, "Who's this riffraff piece of shit?"
Right.
But then after watching that first movie, I was like, "Dude, this guy's
Wow.
like cool. He's like rough."
Yeah.
It's
It's hockey in the streets.
Yeah. He's
And
still
he wears the Jason Voorhees mask.
he's still playing hockey, even though he's like 35.
Yeah, and he hangs out with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he hooks up with the April O'Neil.
Yeah, he does.
Like, come on. The guy that plays him is a total babe, and then he also plays a homeless guy in the movie The Apt People, which is like a Stephen King. Really good.
Really good.
Still a babe as a homeless guy.
Totally babe. I don't remember the actress. She was a babe, but I don't know what she
Wait.
did after that.
The April O'Neil that hooked up with Casey Jones. She had great hair.
Babes.
Total babe.
Lots of babes.
Yeah.
Do we want to move on to sports, or are we gonna? You got something else to say?
I just want to
before
talk about
that?
my shoes real quick.
Okay, go ahead. We're gonna talk about your shoes. Go.
Let
go,
us
Go.
talk about my shoes.
Let us pray.
I'm susceptible to this a lot. I'm seeing something cute in a video, and then I'm like, oh, let me see if that's on Amazon, and it's under $20. So
Was
now
the
I have.
advertisement for Temu.
It
and then
wasn't
you
an
went,
advertisement. It was something about why is Selena Gomez so obsessed with Benny Blanco? And then it was like, I don't know, doing something, and his foot was in the picture, and he was
That's what
wearing
he was
lettuce
wearing.
shoes, and I'm like, I need those. I love things that are other things. My purse is a cheeseburger. My glasses are hearts. My phone case is a paint. A watercolor set.
Now the thing was happening is I'm just always hungry when we're referencing anything. When I come over and you grab things, I'm just like, oh, cheeseburger. Oh, I want a sandwich. Every time I do anything with you, I'm just hungry.
I get that a lot.
The next bit is literally about food. We put food into the bit.
I make people hungry because I'm a snack.
Cut that out. That was a bad one. We'll get that one out
That
of
was
there.
just for you.
I'll save that as a soundbite from just me. All right, anything else? Is there any other stories that you want to jam in there?
I got the song that's playing right now, Semi-Charmed Life. I got to explain to my mom how it's about meth and how the Macarena is about cheating on your boyfriend.
Did that devastate her, or was she kind of like, I figured?
Well, the playlist I put on for our road trip to DC, which was lovely, by the way, was called Happy Sad Songs, because they're all songs that have upbeat tempo, but like underlying bummer messages. They're just sad, like Pumped Up Kicks is about, school shooting. And
That one's real weird. We'll let that one go.
yeah, but yeah, so as some of the music progressed, I was like, oh, do you know why this song's a total bummer? And she's like, no. And so I told her.
Man, I'm just trying to end the show or end the part of this segment. You're like, okay, I can bring it down a few more levels. Where are we at here? Okay, we can get it down now to a 2.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and do sports. All right, we're going to do our new segment called Catch Up with Casey. This is a segment where I catch Casey up with the local and latest sports news while she puts ketchup on something.
This is what I've been missing in my life.
So today we have some regular hot dogs, and it's brought to you by Heinz tomato ketchup. Brought
Heinz.
to you.
Her
Not
way.
sponsored. Not sponsored.
Oh, wait, that's Hanes, right?
What's Hanes?
The underwear.
The underwear?
Because I was like, Heinz, her way. Because I think it was like Hanes, her way.
We're trying to get a real sponsor, and you immediately just
What do you
nail
mean?
down the
I'm
brand.
on. I was
You are.
prepared
You're on
for
brand.
this segment. Now I need to wash my hands. Touch my
All right, so you go ahead and start your feast there. The Buccos, which is the Pittsburgh Pirates, right? That's the
yeah.
name. Okay. Look, they're like done. It's like over.
What do you mean done?
Well, like the sports are not done, but they have now they lost like 9 out of 10 in the last couple of weeks, something ridiculous like that. So what are you looking like that? Like you knew something was happening and
No, I was just thinking of.
that they weren't done.
Yeah, because you were all into that mustache guy, and I even took my grandma out to eat, and they had it playing on a TV, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Who's this
Everybody
guy
was into the mustache
pitching
guy.
the ball?"
He threw the ball really, really fast, like the fastest, and he was like the best at it. But it doesn't matter because now we're not even over 500. We, as in the Buccos.
What does that mean?
What
does that mean being over? 500?
So 500 is basically like they say 500 because it's just the percentage. It's really 50%. You win 50% of your games, lose 50% of your games. So if you're over 500, you've won more games than you lost. Typically, that's like a measuring point because if you can get over 500, there's a good chance you can at least get the wild card game, which is the chance to get into the playoffs. Wild card!
Charlie Day shows up and cuts your break.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Pause. This is X's and O's. This is my hug.
Oh,
Kisses
you want to try to
hot
show
dog.
that to the camera a little bit?
And then
Without
the other
making a
one
mess.
is meant to be dots and dashes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's oh no, what is it called? Morse code.
That's not sports, but okay. I guess we're doing
Oh,
things.
okay. So I'm not supposed to talk about the ketchup. I'm just supposed to listen. I got it.
I meant like Morse code is not sports. X's and O's are sports.
Really?
Oh, you're thinking X's and O's and
Like-
hugs and
But Morse code could be like if you taught your whole team how to use Morse code, you could like or sign language. Unless someone on the other team is deaf or something. Because
Yeah.
then you could really, because you use like...
They have signs. They do signs and stuff. They do all kinds of signs. And they always, if you ever see them, they always have to cover their faces because they cheat. They cheat on each other.
I'm on brand.
You're very much on brand.
All right, I'm gonna eat.
So yes, so
hot dog now.
that's what 500 means. Like if you over under 500, you gotta win. You're winning 50% of your games.
So we're done. It's
So
finished. It's over.
It's basically done because they're not gonna make the playoffs. And then there's also the question is, do you want to keep putting out your amazing pitcher out there? You don't want to be putting him out. Like Kamala puts out.
Kamala.
It's like so ingrained in my head to say it right that I can't say it right. And then it's like I have to practice. It's like it's Kamala.
Haak-Tua.
Yeah. And it's and then I'll say it wrong when it works out, when it has to matter. You got me off track. What was I saying? Sports. Sports. We're done.
Under 500.
We're under 500. Buccos are done. We're not even going to play the pitcher, I think, anymore. Paul Skeens.
Because you don't want to use them up.
We don't want to, yeah. And
you don't want to break them.
We don't want to break them. And if you didn't know how Pittsburgh Pirates work, is eventually we're going to give him away to another team, and it's not going to matter.
So, that's how it goes?
Did you understand that's how it goes?
You hit it and quit it? That's baseball?
Yeah. Yeah. That's Nutting. That's the guy, the owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. His last name is Nutting. Did you know that? Yeah. Well, you should be holding the mic as you eat. This was the whole part. You gotta, yeah. You're with me. Do you have any questions before I move on to Steeler news?
Yeah.
Go. Come on.
I don't want to chew into the
That's
microphone.
okay. The mic will fix it. We'll fix it in post.
Nutting, you say?
His name is Bob. Bob Nutting owns the team.
Robert Nutting. What's his middle name?
I do not know what his middle name is.
I can speculate.
Can you? Can you?
Moving on.
All right, so the Steelers aren't looking too hot this preseason either. They are 0-2. Now, that's just preseason. It kind of usually doesn't mean anything. I remember when we had Big Ben.
You can't get pregnant with pre-cum. I mean preseason. Please edit that.
No, it's too
You
good.
can't get pregnant with preseason.
That's legit scientific advice, so I'm going to leave that one in there. It's very... Don't fact check that. But it used to not be a big deal, but now that we got a bunch of new dudes, like we kind of want to win a game and do some sports, get some points.
Who's new?
Who's new? Everyone's new. We got rid of that quarterback, Kenny Pickett.
Oh,
he was our first draft. We got.
I remember him.
Yeah, you do. You do. And that preseason, they went 4-0. So they won all their preseason
He also
games.
have like the #1 pop album that year. Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett? You mean Kenny Chesney? Country. What do you remember about Kenny Pickett at all, if anything?
Just that people talked about him and wore his jersey, and then he could do his job.
He didn't do it really well. He's not doing it very well now in Philadelphia. He's over at the Philadelphia Eagles, Always Sunny. He's over there with Mac and them, fucking it up.
Well, that's weird. This I know is a recent-ish thing, us trading players to different teams. Recent as in within the past, 10 years? When did we start doing that?
You mean like how the NFL started doing that?
Yes.
Or just,
And
I don't know. I thought that was always a thing. But
no, that was I know that.
There was different rules, and that is true. So, there was more. That's why the Steelers were the Steelers in the 70s, because you got to kind of keep your team a lot longer. And then they did, I think, add, I was going to say freelancing, but that's not what it's called. Free agency. They had free agency. So, basically, after a certain amount of time, you can be like, yo, who wants me? Who wants a piece of this?
Yeah.
You know?
Who's going to give me the best offer?
Yeah, and so
How many hot dogs is too many?
Leave me one bite. Leave me at least one bite. Don't look at me like you're upset when I said that.
Because that was never implied
part
from
of
the
the
beginning. I would have made 3 hot dogs if I knew you wanted a bite.
Actually, I told you to make 4, but you missed.
Did you tell me?
I did. I said, actually, I wanted it for the shot. I think it would look cooler to have a bunch. But you didn't do it. So I didn't want to bring it up. But now we're here talking about it.
Well, my bad.
Yeah. So there's also other issues. We don't really have a great offensive line. And our starter broke his leg or something bad enough that he's out for the season.
Oh, no.
Starting center.
Like he broke it while playing?
In the preseason game or practice. I don't know the extent of the injury, so I just know that he's on IR and he's probably done for the season.
IR?
That's injury reserve. When you're just like you put your players in certain places, now they're not on the roster, so now you can get another person on that roster.
Oh. Wait, so how do you get injured? Was it like a Tanya Harding situation?
Explain that. How would that happen to you?
His rival showed up and hit him with a lead pipe before he was...
I don't know, and I don't know who our other guy is. I thought we drafted somebody. I thought we had a rookie in there, and maybe that's the next guy up. But this is somewhat a veteran. I know he's played a couple of seasons. I forget how and when we got him. His name is, Nate. His name's Nate. He's hurt, and we're sad because of it.
Nasty Nate.
It's Nasty Nate.
Back at it.
But yeah, so I think there's 1 or 2 more preseason games. I guess there's 2 more probably. And then I don't really care. Like it doesn't.
Well, do you know what I think of when I hear preseason? It's what you do to the steak before you cook it. So again, I'm just getting hungry.
Yeah, I mean that's good.
Glad we've incorporated food and condiments into this segment.
But by the time we get to regular season, I think you'll know a little bit more. And hopefully, like I said, preseason won't matter that much per se in that it actually, the numbers mean that we do good or we do bad. Like losing means we...
Is this for people who play fantasy footballs, or are they supposed to have their teams already picked? Is preseason like, hey...
That's a great question. To be honest, I think it's fantasy football is different for anything you play, but for the most part, it doesn't.
Football, I learned from the league. So
that's
just that
show's old, right?
It's fun to be cruel to your friends.
Yeah,
that's what I know.
That's that stage of sitcoms. That's 30 Rock. It was cool to be mean to your friends, right?
I don't like being mean or being mean to people.
Thank you. You're such a good person. We want to keep that in the podcast. Oh, what happened there?
I saved you a bite.
I got a warning that the battery's low, but that's fine. Thank you. I just wanted a bite because we're gonna eat here soon. And we're gonna wrap it up because that was our sports segment where Casey got to eat some hot dogs and she put some ketchup on it, and I caught her up with the sports. You feel catched up with sports?
I feel catched up. Yes.
You catched up, caught up. Thank you.
I feel Heinz tomato catched up.
Repeated it wrong back to me. I had this other thing I wanted to talk about, but I'm kind of tired, and I don't know. I just want to maybe talk about it for practice.
Is it about the dog upstairs?
No, because we can't talk about that because it's not in frame, and like the audience doesn't know what's going on. Real quick, I've talked to you about YouTube eyes before. Do you know what I mean when I bring up YouTube eyes? YouTube vibes. It might get tired.
YouTube vibes.
YouTube eyes. We'll talk about it next time. That will be.
Oh, I was giving you that eyebrow, which I thought was YouTube eyes.
That's close. I'm spooting. I can't talk. You take us out and the podcast.
Don't go to a second location with a hippie.